So Clavicular overdosed while on stream at a restaurant in Miami last night. And if you don't know who Clavicular is, he's basically this kick streamer who's known in the looksmaxing community for his extreme methods when it comes to looksmaxing. So he'll basically do something called bone smashing, which is when you take a hammer or another hard object and you'll like hit yourself in the face with it to create these micro fractures. And when these fractures heal, the bones in your face, they'll like grow back stronger. And when they grow back and they heal, they basically look more defined and give you like a more desired look, like in your face muscles, cheek muscles, jaw muscles, all that. And he's also known for taking steroids and illegal substances as well in order to achieve the physique that he wants and look a certain way.
So I actually do have a new lean maxing strategy that's quite controversial. And I'm not exactly going to advise that you do this, but what I did was I basically blasted a ton of different for about 3 days and stayed awake. For 3 days, I spammed a combination of for appetite suppression, and I literally went on a 3-day fast and stayed awake the entire time, and I lost 5 pounds. So that was kind of the craziest thing I've done.
So basically he was streaming last night at this restaurant, and at some point in the stream he just became completely disoriented. He could barely talk to people, barely hold a conversation. Like there were fans and stuff trying to take pictures with him, and he could barely communicate with people. He just seemed completely out of it. It seemed like he was like he couldn't keep his eyes open. It seemed like he was in and out of consciousness, and it got so bad that he ended up having to go to the hospital. Now, I'm not sure whether he was taken in an ambulance or whether his team, his crew drove him to the hospital, but either way, he ended up going to the hospital in order to get treatment for his condition. Now, this definitely presents the question, has looks maxing gone too far? Like we see, Clavicular, he was taking all these, substances and bone smashing in order to achieve a certain look, a certain appearance. And is this going to create a ripple effect where other people feel like they have to do the same in order to maximize their appearance, their physical looks? Now, I know obviously people already do steroids, people have been doing, these types of substances for years, this is not anything new. But since Clavicular has such a young audience, majority of his audience are like middle school up to men in their early to late 20s, I'd say. You know, that's a very broad range of people that are watching him and can be influenced by him and convinced to do the things that he's doing. And I know he's not a like role model or anything, but he definitely has to keep that in mind, especially like for the younger audience too. Like a lot of teenagers to young adults are very impressionable. Their brain hasn't fully developed yet, so they can easily be influenced. Now, on Twitter, it's said that Clavicular's status is stable and, he's in normal condition. He's okay. But what I find absolutely insane is that after he was taken off of life support and he was in stable condition, he posted on Twitter that he was mad and annoyed. The life support mask, I guess it left some like marks on his face. I don't know if it like cut his face or whatever, but yeah, it left some some marks on his face. And this motherfucker, he's mad that the mask that was keeping him alive left marks on his face. Like, bro, imagine working at a hospital, like you're a doctor or a nurse, EMT, whatever. Like, you're part of the team trying to keep this, this dumb 20-year-old kid alive. And, this motherfucker wakes up and he's just mad that, the mask that was keeping him alive left marks on his face. Like, bro, are you serious, dog? Like, you literally could have died, bro. You literally could have died, and you're upset about some little, like, marks on your face, bro. Like, are you dead ass, bro? Like that's just crazy to me. Like, some people just have their priorities, their concerns all the way fucked up. Like, that's insane to me. And apparently Clavicular, he left the hospital early. I saw something on Twitter saying he was supposed to be in the hospital for like 72 hours, so 3 days, but he left the hospital early. And the hospital staff were like, "Oh, like, where are you going?" And he told them, "Oh, I have this grand opening for my club tonight. I I gotta go. I can't stay here." And they're like, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that. Like, you should take it easy. Like, you should stay here." And he's like, "Nah, I gotta be at this grand opening. Like, I have to tend to that. I have to be there. I have to take care of that."
And the hospital, like, what are you gonna do, like, after you leave? And I was like, "Dude, I got the club grand opening." And they were like, "Oh, I don't think you should go. I think you should take it easy, rest." I was like, "Dude, you gotta be on the grind." So that's still happening.
Like, bro, this, I don't know. This kid is absolutely insane, bro. Like, nearly died, is upset about the life support mask marks on his face, and then he leaves the hospital early because he says he has to go to this the grand opening for his club, because apparently that's more important than his own health. Like, that's just, I don't know. I don't even like, that's just absolutely insane to me. So what Clavicular definitely needs to do moving forward is not take all these substances and drugs, because they're clearly having an effect on his health. This kid's only 20 years old, only 2 years older than me, and he's having to be taken to the hospital, like almost about to die. he said that he took the substances as a coping mechanism, but that's definitely not a healthy way to cope at all with anything, you know. Drugs, any like substances, you know, they're never worth it. It'll ruin your life, it'll ruin, you know, the lives of the people around you that care about you. And yeah, it's just, you know, there's so many other healthy ways to cope. And yeah, it's just, you know, in the end, you know, drugs are never worth it. Now, will he actually stop doing these substances? Who knows? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But, you know, if this dude wants to live a long life, a not only a long life, but a healthy life, like have a good quality life and not have any health complications or health problems, then he needs to stop now, or else like he's just gonna spiral from here. And it's, you know, next time he goes to the hospital, you know, he might not wake up, he might just be done, like, you know, it's over from there. But yeah, those are all my thoughts on the clavicular ODing situation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't do drugs, kids. This guy needs to sober max. Like, that's the only type of maxing he should be doing. He needs to sober max and have a healthy self image max. Cause, like, damn, this dude's crazy.
Drugs are bad.